So you said at your opening press conference with the Lakers that you kind of joked with Frank, like, hey, I don't want to be playing center too much. And you had, two big accomplished centers to play alongside last year, Dwight and JaVale. Those guys are gone. Brought in two talented guys, but different guys in Mark and Trez, and obviously you played a lot of center in the playoffs and did it quite well. So what kind of mix do you want and anticipate of you playing the 4 and 5 this year?
I think in these first couple of days of camp, we kind of just toyed with it a little bit. Me playing some 5, me playing some 4. Let's say Marcus, defensive player of the year. He can guard bigger guys. And then Trez is a fighter. I mean, we lost 2 guys who JaVale and Dwight who played our 5 spot, but I think we got 2 guys who one can be undersized, but has a lot of dog and a lot of fight to play against anybody, guard anybody. And then obviously in certain cases I'll also play the 5. So just not. And I mean, this season is cut short. This season is a lot different from any other season. Well, I won't say any other because last year was a different season. But, we'll mix it in and take it game by game and just see what happens. We were very successful when I was at the 5. So maybe it's something that we, kind of wait for the playoffs again. And then during the course of the season, kind of toy with it, game by game.
Mike, raise the hand, please.
Hey, AD, thanks for sharing your time with us. Friday will mark the 2-month mark, so to speak, for when you guys won it all. How weird is it for you to already be going through training camp? You got preseason games starting up on Friday, and obviously the regular season just 2 weeks away. How are you feeling physically and mentally with all this?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, especially for us in Miami, but there's nothing we can do about it. We got to get ready. Coach has done a great job of making sure that we ramp up, the right way and not going crazy. The first couple of days of camp, we've been kind of slowly getting back into the swing of things. We're also getting work in, so it's crazy not to be able to, kind of really celebrate and have a parade and things like that with the fans and the city. But it's something that we have to just get through, be able to come out and defend our title, as well as making sure that we stay fresh and get ready for Friday.
Let's go to Bill Laura.
Hey, AD. I wanted to go back to what Dave was asking about the center position just a little bit. On that first day of free agency, when you see Dwight leave and Montrez come in, did you have a sense of what was happening? I know Rob has talked in the past about keeping you and LeBron in the loop and working as partners on this stuff. Were you surprised to see Dwight leave and subsequently JaVale, or did you have a pretty good idea of kind of what the plan was at that position?
I was out of the loop for obvious reasons. I mean, I wasn't part of the team yet, so I know Bron was in the loop a lot. And, he was still kind of, talking to me, on the side. But, me being technically not part of the team, and going through a contract negotiation, I wasn't really too concerned about anyone else. I was trying to figure out what Anthony Davis was going to do. But, when you got, a coach like Frank and a GM like Rob, and then a guy who's already here who know what he's doing as well with LeBron, those 3 guys can definitely make the right decisions to help the team. And like I said, Dwight, the free agent, so he was able to do what he wanted. And then, the JaVale trade happened, I think for Mark or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But you trust, your front office, your GM, your head coach to make those right decisions. And then, it's my job to come in and, make myself fit in with these guys. And so the first couple of days have been great. Obviously you miss the guys that you won a championship with. But now we got to move on. They've moved on, so we have to move on and try to defend our title.
Okay, let's go to Kyle Goode now.
Hey, AD, what's up?
What's up, Kyle?
Frank just told us that the decision has been made, but it's probably unlikely that you're going to play on Friday. Are you kind of taking your workload sort of day by day, and do you have a goal of maybe how much you want to play in a preseason game, or how much conditioning or fitness you want to have before the regular season hits?
I actually want to, make sure I'm good to go. I don't want to, rush into anything. And, we've seen, unfortunately how, football went with no preseason and a shorter season, and a lot of injuries happen. You don't kind of want the same thing. So I'm going to, build up the right way. Coach has been doing a great job of doing that with our team, building up the right way. We discussed it a little bit about Friday. We're going to discuss it more tomorrow. Seeing how the body feels. I mean, we just had 3 days of camp, like I say, in a short time to recover. So we'll discuss more. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and then Thursday, the day before the game, and just kind of see where it goes. But like I say, coach is already on, everybody about, taking care of your body when we're a shorter season. Especially with no bubble, COVID plays a factor. So all these things that can be game changers for teams, he's doing a good job of making sure that we are healthy. And it's something that we talk about, but, my job is to, be on the floor with the team, but also doing it, the right way.
All right, Dan Wakey, please.
Hey, Dave. What's up? You're fully in the NBA season because you just had to look at your watch to figure out what day of the week it is.
Right.
So that's probably a good sign. I guess kind of along those lines, how little did you play between the end of the bubble and this week in terms of on-court stuff? What would you have normally done in a typical offseason? Are you a guy who would play pickup at all or any of that stuff? And I guess how strange is it to just kind of go from nothing to training camp?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not a guy who plays pickup. I don't go to these runs and play around LA or around the country. The guys I work out with during the summer, we'll play like some 2-on-2, things like that. But I'm not a guy who usually goes play pickup. But it's kind of a build up. I mean, obviously we had a regular off season, then my build up would be a little different. But since it's shorter, you kind of use training camp and preseason to kind of do that build up. But like I said, I feel good. Body feels good. But at the same time, I gotta make sure that the people around me, my training staff, my trainer, the training staff, the coaches, also be in my ear like, AD, calm down. Like I've been great doing practice. I've been in every drill, getting the conditioning and getting back in the swing of things. But like I said, you want to be smart about it as well.
Is it similar to like the comeback from the bubble, kind of that like tight training camp into games, or is it completely different?
No, I think it's a little different because even though we stopped, guys were still able to work out. You're still working on knowing that you're going to play again, and here where he's like, all right, the season's over, let me recover to get ready for the next season and let my body heal because the season is over. This was more like, okay, we know when we were starting, and you kind of knew then as well, but you still had that off season before, to prepare. You didn't have a short window. So even though the season was over, you were still in shape, you were still lifting, you were still doing all these things to stay sharp, and you were already kind of sharp. We were still playing basketball games and everything like that, and kind of when we stopped here, you decompress. Before the hiatus happened, I don't think nobody on the team decompressed. We were like, all right, we're just gonna keep working out. We're gonna keep, lifting, just staying ready for anything. Whereas here, after you win, you kind of just decompress and let your body recover, and that could take 2-3 weeks. Usually, when the season's over, I usually take a month and a half to just let my body recover because I know I have 3 months, 2.5 months to get back right. Whereas here, you take a month off, you got 3 weeks to get back. So I think, and even in between that time, we still had I think like 4 months, time where we can still get back. So I think it's a little different.
Okay, we have time for 2 more. Let's go to Mike Trudell.
What's up, AD? Hey, so Wesley Matthews is a Vikings fan. Are you going to be cool with that, like passing him the ball and stuff this year? Do you think that will affect your on-court relationship?
I saw that. We actually talked about that the other day. He actually yesterday. We were talking about football, and he asked me. Actually, the Packers playing Sunday, and I was watching the game, and Wes was asking me a question, and I didn't hear him at all. And LeBron said, when the Packers are playing, you can't talk to him. And so, and Wes was like, "Wait, you a Packers fan?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you from Chicago? You a Packers fan?" Oh man, it's, giving me a whole bunch of stuff about crap about it. And then I was like, "Man, Wes, who your team?" And he was like, "The Vikings." And I was like, "The Vikings?" He was like, "Yeah, man. I'm from Wisconsin. I like the Vikings. You should probably like the Packers." And I was like, "So how you not like the Packers?" So it was. So he was like, "Man, we just different." I was like, I would be a Packer fan, not a Viking fan. So no, I don't think I won't pass him the ball, but I always got a little advantage over him in that NFC North standings because the Vikings will never be better than the Packers.
Oh, that hurts. I'm from Minnesota, so I'll leave that there. The question I want to ask you was just about the trust. Lincoln touched on it the other day after you signed the contract, and Frank Vogel just asked him about it. And, of course, you and Frank just met in terms of, he said he hadn't had more than just a cursory conversation with you, maybe All-Star games in the past. How did that evolve with Frank and Rob throughout the year as part of the organization, and how comfortable did you feel from day one versus going all the way through the championship?
Yeah, both of those guys just kind of keep me in the loop. During the season, Frank is always asking questions about the team. If he's up in the air about a decision, he comes to me and LJ. Rob does the same thing about the team, trades. About a guy. If you want to bring a guy in, do we like a guy? Do we don't like a guy? How can this guy help our team? So I think that the relationship just, and that trust has just been built throughout the course of the year. From day one, they've been two guys who want nothing but the best for this team, for each player, and like I say, keeping me and Brian in the loop about every single decision, whether it's with Frank with practice. What do you guys want to do today? How your bodies feel? Do you think we should, just watch film today? How the guys feeling? So, he always want to keep us fresh and keep us sharp. But it's days that we need to work as well, and he talks to his captains about that. And like I say, Rob is always trying to improve the team and keeping me and Brian in the loop. So, for a coach and a GM to always keep their players in the loop, it just builds that trust with them. And like I say, going through my contract negotiation, I didn't, have to worry about, if the team was going to be, as good as last year, because those two guys know what they're doing and was able to put another great team together.
All right, and our final question of the day will come from Melissa Roman.
Hey, D, considering you guys are no longer in the bubble and COVID numbers are spiking, I'm curious, how much pressure does that place on you to kind of monitor everybody around you? Like, is there a certain friend that you're like, I better not hang out with you because you're too high risk? Or do you have conversations with a significant other telling them, like, maybe don't do that? Or what's it like managing?
It's going to be a lot tougher, to be honest. The bubble, you were safe. Here, you just don't. I mean, the league has sent all these guidelines about not going to, bars and restaurants and clubs and all this stuff, so to try to make it safe for us. But we got to hold each other accountable. Each player got to hold another player accountable. you know, and the player should hold himself accountable just for the simple fact that, you know, you don't want to be able to, you know, go into a season or go into a playoff series or whatever without a guy because of, you know, he was careless about COVID. You know, now he's quarantined for 10 days. Now you're putting yourself and the team at risk, and you don't want to do that. And, you know, we had a lengthy conversation about that yesterday, and I think all our guys are going to do, you know, a great job of doing that and monitoring each other and themselves and their household. You know, so, you know, we don't want, you know, and a lot of people have kids. You don't want your kids to get it. So, you know, I think our group is going to do, and we have a veteran group, so I think our guys know it's at stake, you know, outside of basketball. I mean, you know, with their life and people's lives around you. So, you know, guys definitely have to be careful. And as the season go on, you know, we just got to continue to, you know, not let our guard down and make sure that we're able to continue to wear masks and do the right things as far as, you know, safety protocols to make sure that you know, everyone stays safe.